Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at using inverses. I'm going to be flipping back and forth to different charts and different screens. There's a lot to move around on these inverse problems. So uh, let's see how that's going to work. Okay, so first of all, we need to evaluate this expression. We're taking the cosine of arctan square root of 3. Now, we don't know what arctan square root of 3 is. But anytime you see arctan or tan inverse, they're asking you what angle has a tangent of square root of 3. Again, that's hard to know because remember that the tangent function is the sine value over the cosine value, and then obviously the square root of 3 here is simplified. So that's why we made a chart. So we're going to flip over here to our chart and look at our tan values. Here's our tan values. Which tan values have a positive square root of 3? And you will see that your 60 degrees does, as well as your 240. Now, flipping back down here, we have tangent is limited to the first and fourth quadrant. So that's why we will use the 60 degrees and not the 240. All right, now that you got rid of the tan inverse problem, now you can just take the cosine of 60. Well, remember the cosine is the x coordinate at 60 degrees. So here's 60 degrees, and here's your x coordinate. So it's positive 1/2 for your answer. All right, now let's take a look at the second one. Again, we're going to be taking the sine of the sum of these two values. So now we're going to do the same thing as we did up top, but we're going to get both values. So arctan -1, we want to know what angle has a tangent of -1. So let's go to our table and check that out. Back at our table here, here's our tangent column. Here's our -1s. We've got 135 and 315. Now, which one of those do we use? Well, we'll go back to our limited domain again. Remember, tangent is limited to first and fourth quadrant. 135 is not in there, so we want to use the 315. And which angle, our cosine square root of 2 over 2 is asking which angle has a positive square root of 2 for the x value. So here is the positive square root of 2 on the x value, and cosine here is limited to the first and second quadrants, which is these two quadrants, the top half of the circle. So there is another positive square root of 2 over 2 down here, but we don't want that one because we need to stay in the limited range. So you are going to say 45 degrees. All right, now you want to add those two together and take the sine of that sum, which is 360. And if we want to know the sine of 360, we want the y value at 360s all the way around. So the y value is right here, which is 0. So there you go. That's how you evaluate expressions using inverses. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching.